Hi, I'm Aaron from the Department of Fire and Emergency Services. Welcome to the second episode in our Firewise Gardening Guide series. Here we'll be looking at why Firewise gardening is important for protecting your property against bushfires.
I'm Chris from the Forever Project, and one of my great passions is Firewise Gardens. And we're in a beautiful Firewise garden today, and I wanted to take you through some of the key principles of what makes a Firewise garden.
The Department of Fire and Emergency Services Bushfire Centre of Excellence has developed this Firewise Gardening in Western Australia guide to assist West Australians with designing their own Firewise garden to help protect their properties against bushfires. So what is a Firewise garden? Well, Firewise gardening is creating and maintaining a garden while keeping the threat of a bushfire in mind.
I guess you need to know as a landholder that your property is under threat from what we call ember attack. So that's all those little orange sparks that during a fire are going to rain on your property. Now, whether they take your property out or seriously threaten you is fundamentally dependent on what they land on. As much as possible, you can keep your beautiful remnant trees, even if they are fire flammable, but we manage them, we assess the risk. So this beautiful marri behind me, yeah, it could burn. But what we're going to do is we lift the lower branches so the embers can't get up into the canopy very easily.
When selecting plants for your Firewise garden, a plant's purpose really matters. Ensure that you have a variety of plant types and that your plants are mature enough to withstand the heatwave conditions. These plants should have a high moisture content and low flammability rating. These should also be suitable for local growing conditions.
These are plants that are less likely to burn. They have waxy leaves, they don't have a lot of oil content, and the design is such that they just don't provide a space where dead material can build, which is going to feed the embers. And then there is the whole world of succulents. There are spiky ones, but there are soft ones. There's even native succulents, and they can play such an important role in the garden. And you can see here they give a completely different aesthetic, but it is an integral part of a Firewise garden. Another one of the beautiful Firewise plants, this is called Little Smoky, and it makes a great contrast in the garden. Again, to make it really Firewise, you would make sure there's no dead and dying branches and no fine fuels building up underneath it. And you can use your Firewise plants in really clever ways. So this is a lily-pilly screening hedge. And the idea of this great plant is the embers might land on it, but it's a fire retardant plant. It's going to absorb those embers and stop it from going to something valuable on the other side. That might be a shed or your water tanks. And as you can see, it makes a fantastic screen as well as a hedge.
The following characteristics are important when choosing a plant for your Firewise garden. For example, the flammability rating of these plants determines how a bushfire will behave on your property. Ponds and bird baths can help to attract native wildlife, including bees and birds. Water features on your property are beneficial for protecting against fires, but they can also be an aesthetically pleasing addition to your Firewise garden.
It can seem quite overwhelming to try and make sense of how to create a Firewise garden, but you have help. So DFES has just released this beautiful new free publication. You can download it, and it's chock-a-block with all sorts of really good advice to help you designs, some of the ideas on how you can select the right species. Because what we want you to realize is a Firewise garden is still a beautiful, productive garden. As it grows, as it evolves, you're really not going to be able to see much of a difference. You will just know it's designed to help protect you from the impacts of fire.
To find out more about Firewise garden designs, Firewise plant characteristics, and planting guidelines, you can check out chapters 5 and 6 in the Firewise Garden in Western Australia guide. And you can download a free copy online today, available at the Bushfire Centre of Excellence website.